Excuse me, engineer. I think some female students have entered the meeting room. Could you please just kindly remind them about this situation? All right, ladies, this is a meeting specifically designed for professors, not for students. So you need to leave this meeting or join the one that is organized for students. Okay. So you see this, it's a repeated supply chain logo. This is the same logo, it's repeated in English. And also this logo has repeated information, course announcements. These are the announcements. This is where you can create any announcement you want to send to the students. Like for example, that the lecture will be tomorrow at a certain time. The first recorded lecture has also been uploaded. These announcements are also available here in the content. Yeah, the content. All the courses have the same format. I mean the same style. Unit 1, Unit 2, as you can see. Unit 1 is also a PDF, and this is also a test. Just like all the diploma courses follow the same policy and procedures. Did I answer your question up to this point? Content. All the courses have the same format. I mean the same style. Unit 1, Unit 2, as you can see. Unit 1 is also a PDF, and this is also a test. Just like all the diploma courses follow the same policy and procedures. Did I answer your question up to this point?
Excellent. So we've been working on the recordings, tests, and announcements, and refining various aspects of the project in detail.
For you, these ads are very important, and I hope that there is at least one ad every week so that it is recorded in your report. At least one ad is enough if you need more than one normal ad, but if you, for example, mean there is nothing important or in the ads, at least one ad, these ads are important. The content is of course you. So you're looking at the content from here and you can see it. The important thing is the virtual classes you're offering to the students. We talked about the announcements and the tests. There can be a midterm test or a final exam, of course. You set the test. But the tests, activities, and assignments related to the units in the content are already available here. For example, if we go to Unit 2, there will be a Unit 2 test that is already available for the students. There is no problem at all, of course. There are also messages for the course with you here. If you want to send any message, go to the messages and send any message to the students. Of course, I have to log in here for it to appear with me. Okay. Thank you. Ladies, please kindly leave. We're currently here in a meeting specifically for faculty members, just for the professors. I kindly ask the female students to leave. All right. Dr. Hamidan, have I clarified this part for you? Or is there any issue? Clear. Peace be upon you. Thank you, doctor. God bless you. All right, so should we wrap this up? Should I close this topic? Or do you need anything else? Let's understand, doctor. Go ahead.
Can I just see where the announcements are? I thought they were the same as the announcements, but it looks like something else. Are they the news?
They call it course news. Actually, even if you open the course news, you'll indeed discover the word announcements at the end. But I told you, at least one announcement per week is necessary. Synchronous virtual class, asynchronous virtual class. These are among the 3 most important things that you are required to do in the 2 weeks. Of course, if there are any other activities like forums or discussions, those are also good because they show how engaged you are with the students. For example, you send a specific topic and the students start responding to you on that topic and you reply to them and so on. That's a brief overview of the courses. Now I'm going to step out. Go ahead, doctor. What do you recommend for the synchronous lecture? And what do you recommend for the asynchronous lecture? All right? And the students will start responding to you on this topic and you will reply to them and so on. That's a brief overview of the courses. Now, I'm going to step out. Go ahead, doctor. What do you recommend for the synchronous lecture and what do you recommend for the asynchronous lecture? Honestly, I can't really handle this issue. I'm speaking from an artistic perspective and based on what I've seen in the reports. There's a requirement for a doctor to have a certain number of hours weekly. I don't know if it's 3 hours for you or if that duration is specific. So to cover the 3 hours, you have 1 synchronous hour and 2 asynchronous hours. During the synchronous hour, you're explaining a specific part of Unit 1, and then you find that this hour is insufficient. Asynchronously, you can explain more and provide additional resources. You have more experience here. Break the session, record in shorter segments, record another segment, clarify parts. 1 and 2 are the same lecture. In an asynchronous class, instead of recording for 2 hours, you can record in shorter segments, like 40 or 30 minutes. Clarify that parts 1 and 2 are from the same lecture. This organization helps students. Students need to write emails and complaints. So the asynchronous class means you could say, I'll sit down and record for 2 hours. But you might actually come in and record for 40 minutes or 30 minutes, and then later record another 30 minutes. You could say, the first lecture, part 1 is asynchronous, and part 2 is also asynchronous. This way, you've clarified that part 1 and part 2 belong to the same first lecture. So this organization is really great for the students, especially for those preparing reports. It makes things a lot easier for them and for anyone preparing a report. You can break it down. There's no problem with that at all. Now, regarding the practical part, like English for Business, students need to write emails, they need to write complaints, and they need to do that kind of writing. How does that work exactly? Can't we interact with students in the asynchronous lecture? We only have one lecture, just 1 hour. Well, you can create assignments and tasks. You could set an assignment and tell them, please submit this assignment by creating a Word document, write it out, and send it to me. So you can manage the assignments this way. How does that work? Exactly. Can't we interact with students in the asynchronous lecture? We only have one lecture, just 1 hour. Well, you can create assignments and tasks. You could set an assignment and tell them, please submit this assignment by creating a Word document, write it out, and send it to me. So you can manage the assignments this way. Here are the assignments. All right, you can create assignments here, or if you don't want to, go into that folder. You can create a completely new content area here. Let's avoid working on this course so we don't mess anything up. I'm working on my course, which is this experimental one. You come here from the content area and you say, for example, here are the assignments or any tasks, and you make them available to the users. And then you say, submit. So you'll have the link for the assignments, which will be separate from the existing tasks they already have. Then you go into the assignments and start creating an assessment called the assignment. This assignment is, and then you start here by writing the name of the assignment, assignment 1. You can name it any name and include the important instructions. For instance, you might say, write 10 paragraphs about a topic, and it should be about 10 lines. Then you describe what you need from them in writing the essay. Then set a score, like 2 points. Finally, give a deadline for submission. For example, write 10 paragraphs about such and such, and it should be about 10 lines. Then you describe what you need from them in writing the essay or the required assignment. After that, if you want to give them a grade for it, you can set a score like 2 points or something. Then here, for availability, you'll give them a time frame within which they need to complete and submit the assignment. For instance, starting from today, which is the 22nd, until, say, Sunday the 27th, or if you prefer, Thursday the 24th, so you have time to review and correct it. So now, what have you done? You've assigned them homework, and they must. And then here, the availability will give them a time frame within which they must complete and submit the assignment. Honestly, from today's date, for example, starting from the 22nd until, say, Sunday the 27th, or if you prefer, Thursday the 24th, so you can review and correct it. So now, what have you done? You've assigned them homework, and they must. The student will go into this assignment and submit the file that you requested from them. This is called creating assignments.